Have you ever wondered why, despite all you do, you often still feel disconnected? Disconnected from joy, from presence, from the body, and even from the spirit? What if spirituality wasn't something to look for outside, but a return to who you are, deep inside? There is a master, a man, a being deeply rooted in the earth and in the mystery of consciousness, who has dedicated his life to this message, Sadhguru. Sadhguru, born Jaggi Vasudev, doesn't present himself as an untouchable guru or a world-detached holy man. Instead, he often describes himself simply as a man with open eyes. A man who has experienced an expanded state of perception and has chosen to share it with the world in a direct, practical, and surprisingly humorous way. A beginning unlike any other. Sadhguru grew up in India, but as a young man there was nothing spiritual in the classical sense of the word. He was attracted to nature, to physical balance, to adventure. He rode horses, he climbed, he loved the thrill of living experience. But one day, at the age of 25, while sitting on a rock on Mount Chamundi, something changed. He said he lost track of time. He felt himself, and the universe, becoming one. A simple rock became the portal to awakening. Since then, Sadhguru has no longer sought answers. Instead, he has started offering possibilities. Concrete spirituality, not mystical. Unlike many spiritual leaders, Sadhguru does not encourage renouncing the body or worldly life. Instead, he teaches that the body is the primary spiritual instrument. There is nothing wrong with physical life. The problem is that people don't know how to live it fully. This is one of his favorite mantras. His vision is that spirituality should not be an escape, but an amplification of life. Not something that takes us away from the world, but that finally enables us to live it with intensity, clarity, and compassion. The body as a gateway to the self. For Sadhguru, the path to realization begins with a deep understanding of the body and its energies. In the yogic tradition he transmits, the body is not considered just matter, but a sophisticated technology capable of cosmic connection. Through Hatha Yoga, which he calls the science of inner posture, he invites us to rediscover a forgotten language between bones, skin, breath, and consciousness. When we talk about spirituality, we often imagine detachment. But he reminds us that spirituality is not detachment. It is intimacy. Intimacy with the entire universe. One of the most deeply affecting sentences of his words is, "Every human being has a unique kind of genius within himself." This idea is revolutionary in its simplicity. You don't have to be a saint, a monk, or an ascetic to access the divine. There is no standard path. Sadhguru tells us that everyone has their own spark, and authentic spirituality is what helps you recognize and ignite that spark. A master in our time. Sadhguru does not stop at individual teaching. Through his Isha Foundation, he has created schools, yogic centers, ecological and social movements, which have touched millions of people. From the forests of India to the stage of the United Nations, from international festivals to the most prestigious universities, he carries the same message everywhere: inner responsibility. One of his most ambitious projects is Save Soil, which combines spirituality and environmental activism. Because, as he often says, the body comes from the earth, and the earth is sacred. In Sadhguru's thought, food is not just fuel, it is living memory. Food transmits to our biology not only chemicals, but also information. When the body receives living food, rich in prana, grown in fertile soil and full of life, then it becomes more sensitive, more intuitive, more stable, and receptive to the inner dimensions. When Sadhguru launched the Save Soil movement, he was not just talking about the earth out there, but also the earth within us. Our bodies are made of the same substance as the earth, and its vitality is directly linked to the vitality of the soil. What makes Sadhguru so beloved, and sometimes so controversial, is his frank, sometimes ironic, but always profoundly true language. When he speaks, you don't feel that he is teaching you, you feel that he is waking you up. He invites you to laugh at yourself, to stop chasing pain, to understand that you are the one, in every moment, who chooses the way you want to perceive life. Body, mind, and possibilities. In his inner engineering courses, Sadhguru offers practical tools to align body, mind, emotions, and energies. The goal is not to become spiritual according to an abstract ideal, but to become free. Free from mental patterns, from repressed emotions, from fears that paralyze. Free to perceive life as a dance, even in difficulties. And in that freedom, finally, something silent but enormous happens. The possibility of recognizing the divine in everything opens up. A master, not an idol. Sadhguru himself often says that he doesn't want people to worship him. He wants people to transform. He wants you to recognize that you don't need to look for something you don't have. You already have it all. You already have the spark. The only step is to light it. And the way, he says, can also be through a simple laugh, a conscious breath, or a silent walk in nature. If your body is calm, your mind is calm, your emotions are calm, then life responds to you. In a time when we are constantly distracted, disoriented, and often divided within ourselves, Sadhguru's voice is an invitation to return to the center. A center that is not theory, but living experience. A center that pulsates in the body, vibrates in the breath, whispers in the silent mind. A center that has always been there, waiting for you to remember. Because, as he reminds us with his disarming smile, joy is not the end of life. It is the way life is to be lived.